Oh, hey. Hey there. You just chilling there?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I was in my room. Working on this crazy thing. It's called theme carving.
Oh, what's that?
Never heard of that?
No.
Okay. Have you seen memes?
Of course.
Have you seen the memes where sometimes they'll look like they're getting really like squished and their eyes will get really huge and stuff? Like they'll like be vibrating, freaking out.
Yeah.
Well, that's from the Photoshop content aware tool, which uses scene carving, and it's actually not. It looks kind of scary, but it's not. It works. It's a very simple procedure, and you know what? Come with me. I'm gonna tell you how it works. We got somewhere to go. So you have. Okay. What is the purpose of scene carving?
Well, I don't know.
Those memes are not the purpose. The purpose is not to make a meme. It's supposed to look natural. All right, get in. I'll tell you on the way.
Okay.
Okay, resizing images, right? The normal way people do it is a squeeze, a vertical squeeze or a horizontal squeeze, and that it affects the aspect ratio, but the proportions of the image get completely messed up. And for displaying on web pages or so forth, you want an image to be a particular aspect ratio. That's no good, really. If you have a really wide landscape image, a very long beach, for instance, just all the same, you want to make it less squeezed, that's where scene carving comes in if you're using it normally, and you're not trying to make a meme. Scene carving will take high energy parts of the image and preserve those, and then delete the parts of the image that are considered low energy. So the sky, for instance, if you were scene carving, that would get kind of proportionally shrunk much more than, say, a tree. A tree is very high energy. How do you measure that energy anyway? I'm saying the high energy, low energy. What am I talking about, right? Well, you start with a map, an energy map. There are several ways to obtain an energy map. Pretty much what this is you take your base image and it's a version of it that has areas of high energy and white, low energy and black. I keep going back to energy. What is energy? What do I mean by that? It's just anywhere there's a sudden vast shift in color. So the sky, it's all the same color. It's all gray, very low energy. The crosswalk, that's kind of high energy. It goes, or at least the edges of the crosswalk are high energy because they shift from gray of the road to white of the crosswalk. So how do we determine where these high and low energy areas are? The simplest way is a gradient map, and you have a kernel, a horizontal or a vertical kernel, and it's going to produce two different images that'll highlight either the vertical or the vertical or horizontal edges. When you have the horizontal and vertical kernels, and then you involve them into the horizontal and vertical edges, then you can combine them to create one gradient map that has all the edges in every direction. And then you can pretty much just use that as your energy map. When you seam carve, you're literally carving out seams from the image. So you go through the first row of pixels, and you look at the energy map, and you say, which one of these is the lowest amount of energy? Oh, we're rolling into some fog up here. It's kind of foggy up here. You say, which pixel in this energy map has the lowest amount of energy?
Black one.
The black, yes, exactly. The blackest one. Black has the least amount of energy. You can, the next pixel in your seam, the next one down, is going to be either directly below, one to the left or one to the right. It has to be connected. That's why it's a seam. And so you go to the next one down, you go, which one is the lowest in this row? And then you figure that out. You just do that, you just keep doing that until you have a seam that kind of traces its way down to the bottom of the image. You have one seam, and it's a vertical, you can just delete those pixels. And then you've deleted the lowest energy vertical column of pixels in your image. So now your image is one less, the amount of columns in your image is one fewer than it was before. And that's not going to look very different. That's like a, squeezing the picture just a very small amount. Oh, hey. So, battery died in the camera, but anyway, pretty much, where was I? Oh yeah, so you do it horizontally or vertically. And that's pretty cool, I guess. But it's instead of talking about it, it probably would be better to demonstrate it. So, come with me. Come on.
We're getting out?
Yeah. Come on in.
Tiny.
That's okay. I'll find a good subject for a test. A test photograph. What is that? Each side. So let's just say, for example, this band. There we go. We got that. And while we're out here, let's go get some more. Let's just take a few. Let's take a few pics. What else? We need a landscape shot.
Oh, okay.
Kind of like that's a big hill. Like that. Oh, and the dumpster. Oh, perfect. That's picture perfect. Maybe like the dumpster. All right, now let's take a look at what happens when you steam carve these images. Okay, starting it off with the truck picture, two important things to note are that the images are indeed in grayscale because I'm a big dolt. The test parameters that we're using are a 33 and a 66% reduction in horizontal resolution. So with the truck picture, a lot of the left side of the frame gets cut out completely in the 33% reduction. And then in the 66% reduction, the truck itself starts to lose proportion and the rear section is completely squished down, although the front section remains mostly intact. On the dumpster photo, with the 33% reduction, the proportions of the dumpster are already ruined. It is made much skinnier and less big looking. The roof behind it maintains proportion, as well as the patch of grass to the lower right. At the 66% reduction, the dumpster is reduced to a mere shadow of its former self. However, the patch of grass on the right still looks pretty nice. And finally, with the hill photograph, the 33% reduction, in fact, still looks like something that could be considered a real photograph, except for the reflections on the pavement do look a little suspicious. The 66% reduction
Doesn't look too hot, however. The light pole loses almost all of its girth near the bottom, and the curb gets completely wrecked and is no longer straight and nice looking as it was in the 33% reduction. But that being said, it's still handled pretty well. And the seam carving did a pretty good job, honestly, in my opinion.
And whoever thought of it is probably really smart. Smarter than I could ever dream of being. And,
Hugs and kisses.
hugs and kisses.